All right, Virgo. So, Virgo, welcome to September's astronumerology reading, and we're going to jump right into it. And let's start with the numerology for September. September is the ninth month. We are in a ninth year, which means we have the compounded efforts of nine. Nine is represented by Sagittarius, which is the ninth constellation in the traditional order, and it is ruled by Jupiter. So, a very expansive energy with Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a very steady worker, intellectual kind of energy. So anywhere you have Sagittarius in your actual chart, and the historical chart for you means it would be impacted. Now, here's the kicker for you. Sagittarius is in your fourth house in your chart, right? The energy that's moving for everyone is the Venus plus Mercury, Sun, and K2 kind of moving together. Venus is in your 11th house, and your 11th house is Taurus. Taurus is a home type energy. It's actually in its own house, so it's really aspected because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So your Sagittarius energy is going to get a double boost of home type energy, things about comfort, things about making a stable kind of foundation, and it's kind of expansive. So together, Sagittarius and that Venus and that Taurus energy means this might be a time where the ending for you may be the moving from one place to another. You may find a permanent home during this time, right? You may relocate to some place that feels more like you, that you actually have a kind of joy about during this time. The other thing that's happening is the Jupiter energy, because I said anywhere Jupiter is, anywhere Sagittarius is, you're going to have a feel of that kind of energy. Well, the Jupiter energy is actually in your 10th house, right? And so the 10th house normally is more of a expansive kind of energy. So guess what's in the 10th house for you? The 10th house for you is Gemini, which is also ruled by Mercury. And who rules Virgo? Mercury. So another double dose of Mercury, which is also in the 12th house. Right now, that's where the Mercury energy is for Virgo. It's in the 12th house. And the 12th house is, for you, the fifth constellation, which for you is Leo. Just so happens to be ruled by the sun. And the sun and Mercury are riding together. So the 12th house is giving a double dose. So your Mercury is kind of boosted, although your K2 energy is boosted more, which is the secrets being revealed by the sun in the fifth house in the Leo kind of energy. And Leo is a fiery, get it done, selfish kind of energy, but it's in the 12th house. And the 12th house is more of a death, dying to self, dying to ideals, dying to different things. So maybe the way you've been doing things has not been working, and you have to come back to a different way of doing things. But with the expansive nature of Jupiter and your 10th house, plus Mercury having boop, boop, extra boost of energy, and the sun having an extra boost of energy because Leo and the sun are riding together here, your career could take off. That may be where you get the money from to actually move. Your career in writing, your career in, something where you're putting plans together, maybe you're a project manager, whatever your career is, it could actually take off. But you have to be careful because we have the Saturn energy, and the Saturn energy is riding right now in your seventh house, Pisces. But it is the energy of contracts, which means be careful with all of the contracts that you may have come up during this month. Read all the fine print. Don't get yourself into something that you cannot easily get out of. Okay, so let's check the Dasha. We're still with the Mercury and Saturn Dasha going on. And that means, again, Mercury enhanced, Saturn enhanced. So And when I say enhance, meaning the energy that's associated with those two constellations, I mean, with those grahas is important. So for you, like with Mercury, Mercury is more of a intelligent, kind of youthful energy, enjoying life, and like I can do everything and I can do it my way. That is a person who has a verbal ability to have conversations and debate and kind of, charge, like lay the foundation for their pathway with their words. However, Mercury can also talk too much, be Mr. Know It All. So that could be a problem in jobs, right? So that energy is here where you might be being really successful in some form of communication, but you might be doing too much. And sometimes that might rub people the wrong way. You have to find balance. The Saturn energy, with Saturn, it's kind of an older, more mature energy, whereas the Mercury is a youthful energy, brings those two energies kind of at odds with each other. So sometimes it's an older person who people think are acting too young, or a younger person who may have chronic diseases to where they feel older. So there's some things in your life that are at odds. And this season is about balancing those things and letting go of the things that are not going to get you to the level that you're trying to get to. Okay. Let's look at the other chart. Let's open up the other chart and go through the energy. We're going to go day by day just to see where these move. Now, for you, around the 7th of the month, Virgo, you're going to have the moon join that Rahu and Saturn energy. The Rahu and Saturn energy are in your 6th and 7th house, mainly in your 7th house, a little bit left in your 6th house. Saturn and your 6th house is about health, right? Disease, competition, things that may or may not be going your way, at least not the way you want it to go, right? And it is about debt, right? So you might have a debt, a tax debt, a debt from a bill that shows up that comes due, because the moon is the revealer of secrets. Rahu is already that explosive kind of thing. So it might be something coming through that you may not be able to easily resolve. So it could be with a home. If you are a business owner, it could be with employees. It could be a little lawsuit that happens. This could also be something dealing with your pets. So be careful. This could be something with leg problems that, you might have an injury to your pet, or something to that effect in a leg or paw or something like that. Be careful. This can also be about physical exertion, doing too much, or being in a combative state. Not necessarily a fight, it could be, but it could also be whatever you've put on your body now is weighing down on your body, and now you have to find a way to alleviate whatever that stress is that you added to your body. And that's like the first week, the first 7 days where that energy joins together for you. So then let's go forward. Thankfully, the moon moves out of there, um, and then goes into your 8th house eventually. Mars, let's see, we have a little bit of Venus and Mars and Cancer energy. So we have the K2 and the Rahu energies. They are in opposites, right? And when they're in opposites, this is kind of a time where they are aligned. And when I say aligned, meaning Rahu is the top half of the energy, K2 is the bottom half of the energy. In this case, they are reversed, which means the secretive part, the part that's like, the Rahu presents itself as pretty. The K2 comes up and it's like, no, I'm not. I'm explosive. But both are explosive energies. One is just more of a disguise. That Rahu energy is what is in your sixth house and your seventh house. So it presents itself as a pretty package, and it's not. They are aligned, meaning there's going to be a lot of explosive type endings, right? A lot of things that are going to happen that are going to come to light to where this month it's going to be, they're done. They have to be done. And that's taking place in your sixth house and your 12th house because that's where they are contrary to each other. Remember, you have to pay attention to the energy that's in your specific chart in each house. So, and let's look for the Aquarius energy that's in your sixth house, the Pisces energy that's in your seventh house. So those are the energies that you're going to be working with where that Rahu energy is. The good thing is this Rahu would be gone, but that energy would be moving out of those two areas by the end of the month. All right, let's go a little bit further. See if you see anything else interesting. This is around the 21st. Around the 21st, you get a huge amount of energy, just a lot of constellations and a lot of, energy in the 12th house, right? That 12th house being that spiritual house, that's like your home house. But remember, the 12th house can also be what is familiar and comfortable, but also what imprisons you. Sometimes we get so comfortable in a situation that we don't move forward. And this is a time where you should move forward, yet there's something holding you back. And that what is holding you back is going to be revealed. You're going to have a picture of what that is around the 21st of September. Go forward. And then towards the end of the month again, the moon and the Mars, just like for everybody that where this energy is going, the moon and the Mars gets together, and that moon and Mars is going to be together in your second house. And in your second house, which again, the second house is where career decisions are made, how much money you have for the long term, your value, your extended family, those type of things. Maybe a mother-in-law in this situation, maybe a male in-law that you don't see eye to eye over, how you're handling your family. Could also be some eyesight issues, can also indicate that buying a house, right? So that's kind of that energy there. And the thing about it is that the seventh house for you is Libra, which is in this second house. Your natural state is 7. Libra is in that house for you at this time. So Libra is a balancing issue, is a balancing energy. So this might be a time where you might need to draw a line and balance the relationship between your job, your family, your in-laws, all the different pieces of things that come into play during this September 25th kind of week, right? It might be too much. It's like everything at once. You have to find some balance. You're also going to have in your first house, your body, everything too much because that Sun and Mercury energy that I mentioned before moves together in the first house. That might make you feel a little youthful. You might feel like a kid again. You might feel like you can go run and jump and play. And when you run and jump and play, your body might remind you that you're an old man. Okay? Be careful. That's what that comes down to. Be careful. Pay attention to your body, listen to it, and do the things that it tells you realistically that you're able to do. And then the things that you aren't, say, I used to. Okay? I used to be able to do that. but those days are gone. So go watch somebody who can do it. And the last thing that happens is, of course, the moon moves into the fourth house, which is the Sagittarius energy again, and that's the last 2 days of the month. And mothering kind of energy in the fourth house. Moon likes to be in the fourth house. Sometimes, the fourth house is home, right? Moon is a mothering energy, and but in Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, and the moon and Jupiter get along, and moon gets along for a lot of people because it's the moon, right? Um, so they'll be okay together. All right. All right. That's it, you guys. Got to wrap it up. Bye.